Welcome back to Color Class. I'm Sarah, and today I'm going to be going over the fall 2026-2027 New York color trends that Pantone has released. And I'm going to be going over warm versus cool and how I get to that point. So, I highly recommend you open up a color selector, and I'm going to go through exactly what I see and how I am determining a warm versus cool exclusively using a color selector. Now I'm going to be showing you kind of where the warm territory is, the cool territories, looking at these different shades and seeing those small little nuances that can push them warm, cool, or keep them neutral. So before we get started, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and then we'll get into it. So I'm very excited for these shades. I feel like they're a little bit more lively than they usually are, which I love. Now I'm going to jump into this first shade because I genuinely like this shade, but to me, it's a neutral shade that I'm not going to wear exclusively. It would be something that I would pair with my other clothes. So would I wear this as a top? No, because it doesn't have the depth to match me. But for shoes, for a bag, anything along those lines, it would work really well because it's going to harmonize with the other more deeper shades within my palette. All right, so the first shade that we are starting off with is this shade Muted Clay. Now I'm going to grab this color selector. We're going to take a peek at what we are seeing. So if you look, this is falling towards that orangier side. So you probably are thinking, easy, this is a warm shade. And you're right, it does lean generally warm. Now the thing that I want to showcase is, what if this was a skin tone? Now, this shade very much in the warmer territory, but if I were to bump it up into here, we would go into the neutral territory. So these slight changes can shift whether a shade is warm, cool, or neutral within skin tone, because there's such small nuances when we look at skin tone that it is a lot more different than when we look at color. But this Muted Clay, even though it's slightly deeper. I'm not saying it is a deep shade at all. I'm just saying if we go slightly deeper and a little bit warmer, you would have a very warm Muted Clay shade. That is, of course, on the warm side. Now I'm going to be looking at, let's see, Neptune Green. Let's grab our color selector. All right, here we go. One of the things I love to do when looking at shades is if I were to amp this shade all the way up, what would happen? Well, it would be very intense. It would be this very vibrant, cool green. Why? Because it is right on the cusp of hitting blue. So if I were to move this shade over towards yellow, then we have our yellow warm green. But because this shade is over in this territory, we have a cooler green. Now, let's look at some of the 6 dominant characteristics because every color has a personality. So because we have added more gray to this shade, we have softened this shade is going to be slightly softer, but still on the light side. It's up towards the top. We could say light to medium. So if you are cooler, light to medium, and you are softer, this shade would be perfect for you. Next, we're going to go to Green with Envy. So let's grab this shade. Let's see what it looks like on a color selector. Ooh, this one's interesting. They call this green, but what happens if I turn this shade all the way up? It looks very yellow. Now, this yellow, it looks a bit neutral to me, but if I were to go down right where this Green with Envy shade comes from, let's get the exact shade. If you notice, it looks like a warmer green because it has so much yellow in it. So I'm going to put this as a warm green shade. It's medium depth because we're in that middle territory. It also, if we're looking at soft to clear, it's not extremely clear, but it's also not extremely soft. So it's kind of a mid-contrast shade. So if you are somebody that's mid-contrast or can kind of wiggle between soft and clear, you can on the warmer side, but you're also in that middle territory. So you're not light, you're not medium, you kind of have a medium contrast step. This shade is perfect for you. And then we're moving on to Arabian Spice. Ooh. Let's see what this is looking like. All right. When a color comes to this left side of the scale. That usually designates warmer because we're adding orange to it. So if I were to turn this shade all the way up, what happens? We have an orange shade, and orange is warm. So let's get that exact shade again so we can find out what its dominant characteristics are. You can see it's on the deeper side. Pretty obvious, medium to deep. This would be a great shade for me. And it's on the warmer side because it has a lot of warmth and orange in it. And from soft to clear, because it's headed towards this muted area, it's a little bit on that softer side. I wouldn't call it mid-contrast yet. If it was right in here, this would be a little bit more mid-contrast for me. All right, our next shade, we're going to be looking at Foxglove. Let's get that color. All right. Now, back over here. We talked about this side being very warm. Now we're going to talk about this side. So if I were to shift the color selector a little bit to the right, we're going into that neutral territory. But because the shade is a little bit more purple, that's shifting this shade cooler. So I would not recommend this as a neutral, even though it's very close to being neutral. I would use this as a cooler shade. And also, let's take a look at the other dominant characteristics. Is it on the lighter side? Yes. Is there a lot of softness added to it? Yes. So we are talking a lighter, softer, and cooler shade here. That could be potentially be neutral leaning cool, but there's still coolness in it. Next up, we have Festival Fuchsia. Ooh, I kind of love that name. Let's get this shade going. All right. Kind of like Foxglove when we're talking about the coloring. Now, this shade is more and even closer to the purple family. This shade is going to be a cool color. Now, another caveat here. If we were to add some red to this shade, watch what happens. It goes neutral. So we're going back to that neutral territory, but this is not a neutral purple. This is a cool purple. If you notice, we're medium to deep depth. And what else am I missing? Oh, soft to clear. We are in a mid-contrast, somebody who is, you know what, I'm going to go mid-contrast to clearer. This shade does pack a punch. So it's not super clear like up in here, but it's also not super soft down in this territory. It's in that middle range, but it has some clarity. So if you are somebody that is soft and maybe leaning a little bit more mid-contrast, you need to punch up your clarity to match that. I would need to add a lip. I would need to add a lot of eye makeup to make this shade work if it was more neutral for me. All right, next one we have Red Mahogany. Ooh, can we take bets? What are we thinking this is going to be? Well, with that red designation, we're thinking red, of course. Now, if you notice this shade, you might have been thinking cherry. That's kind of what I was thinking when I heard Red Mahogany, was a cherry coloring. If I were to turn this shade all the way up, we're getting pretty cherry, except I would go a little bit cooler to get more of a red cherry, but that's just me. So back to the shade, we have depth. If you notice, look how deep down this circle is on this color. We also have softness added to it. Do you see how close it is to the softer range? So we are looking at a deeper shade. We are looking at a neutral, slightly cooler shade. I would go neutral with this. I believe that somebody who is neutral leaning warm, neutral leaning cool could get away with it. Like myself, I could make this work. So this is a good neutral if you are truly neutral, but if you're like me where you have neutral skin tone with really warm hair, pull the hair back, get that warmth out of there to make this shade work better for you. All right, now we're moving on. This one's going to be tricky because I'm looking at this shade thinking, is this going to be green or is this going to pop up yellow? Now, do they give a description of what this color is? No, I don't think so. So we're going to use our color selector. If I were to turn this shade all the way up, what's going to happen? Boom. This is a very neutrally yellow. Let's compare when I grab this one. What happens? Are we in that same territory? I think so. It's very close. You know what? We don't even have to do that. We can say this is for this shade. Let me grab a second one of these so we can compare how these two intensities. Oops. All right, let's see. Let's turn this shade all the way up, see what happens. Look at how close these are. They wait a minute. 500. What are you? 700. So they are very close. All right, so we're looking at another shade, and you know what? Look at the differences. This green with envy looks warmer, right? Than this one does over here. This one looks a little bit cooler. So for this shade, that green, the green that is in it, that number is a little bit lower. So if we're looking at this, I'm still going to say both are warm, but how cool is that we're going from this really warm, deeper green to a more neutrally yellow, softer shade, which is really unique. I need to get back into the dominant characteristics of this. We have on the lighter side, as you can tell, it's not medium depth at all. So light dominant, neutral leaning warmer, and we have neutral leaning warmer, and of course on the softer side, just because we're getting closer to that soft territory. If it was over in here, you could see a lot more contrast, but it doesn't have that. All right, let's get all aboard. And we are going to select that color. This one you might say, this one's easy. If you notice, it is closer to that greener side. So if I were to pop it a little bit this way, we're adding a lot more yellow to it, making it more neutral. But we're over in this territory. So I would say cooler, lighter, light to medium could get away with this one. And then we have burnt olive. Ooh, this is not looking so olivey on my current. That's why. Look at that. Look at what happens when I turn this shade all the way up. So let's go back to these shades again. All right, we have this shade. Has a lot of warmth to it, right? Yeah, that's what you're probably thinking. So we have some depth on the deeper side. If we're looking at warm to cool, I would say on the warmer side. And then if we are looking soft to clear, is that on the left side of the chart or is it on the top right side of the chart? It's on the left side of the chart. So that is where we are muting these colors down. We're mixing them, adding other shades into it to create a softer shade. So here are Pantone 2026, 2027 colors of the fall and winter time. I hope you enjoyed this video. This is an insight. If I'm ever questioning a color, this is kind of the way I like to do it, is get into what the hex codes are, looking at how much red, blue, and green is in each shade. I'm determining, all right, does it lean a little bit warmer or does it lean a little bit cooler like the greens we talked about today? So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to join us over on Patreon, I would love to have you. And also if you would like to support our channel, we do have YouTube memberships. And you might be asking, what is Patreon? It's like a community full of people who want to learn more about color. They want to practice. They want to look and help others. That's where we all are, and we're hanging out together. So we'd love to have you. Lastly, I'm Sarah. This has been another color class, and I'll see you in our next video.